ever feel like stepping on a landmine, like emotionally, and
But,
you're not even the one having the meltdown?
oh, tell me about it. Kids and big feelings, right? It's like a universal parenting obstacle course.
Right. Just the other day, I saw a kid at the park full on losing it because his drone, get this, his drone wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi? Seriously?
Seriously, I didn't even know drones had feelings, let alone needed a therapy session. But hey, that's why we're diving into this, right?
Absolutely. And the sources you've gathered are great, focusing on those practical strategies caregivers can use, which I think is so important because
Because knowing what to do is one thing, but actually doing it, that's the tricky part.
that's where the rubber meets the road for sure.
Exactly. So, first up, being a good listener seems obvious, but it's more than just, go on.
Way more. It's what they call active listening, right? You got to put down the phone, quiet that mental to-do list that's always running in the background.
Oh, you mean like actually be present?
Exactly. Present with the child. Eye contact, leaning in, even your body language showing them they've got your full attention. That's how trust is built,
Yeah.
It makes them feel seen, heard.
Which is huge if you want them to open up.
Essential. They've got to feel safe being vulnerable. And that ties into the next point about open-ended questions, which I love because the source really gets specific.
Yeah, it goes way beyond just what happened, which, let's be honest, usually just gets you a grunt or a one-word answer, right?
Totally. But if you ask, how did that make you feel? Or what do you think made that happen? Now you're getting those wheels turning up in their heads.
It's like you're giving them the words to even understand what's going on inside.
Yes. It's not about giving them the right answer. It's about helping them untangle their own thoughts and emotions, which, speaking of emotions, that's where modeling comes in. And I think this is where a lot of us as adults,
Oh, we struggle big time. Because it's easy to say model healthy expression, but like, what does that actually look like in the trenches of, daily life?
right, because we don't want to be having our own meltdown right alongside them.
Yeah.
It's about showing them how to handle those feelings.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, instead of bottling it up, I might say, whoa, mama's feeling a bit overwhelmed right now. I need a couple minutes to take some deep breaths.
So they see it's okay to have those feelings, but then there's a way to deal with them.
Exactly. And then the source talks about giving kids tools for expression, like drawing, journaling, which are great, but I immediately thought not every kid's wired that way.
Right. What about the kid who expresses himself through building a pillow fort or like an elaborate dance routine?
Exactly. It's about finding what works for each kid.
Yeah.
Music, movement, even just telling stories, it's all valid. But, and this is key, giving them the tool isn't enough. We need to be there to help them process those emotions that come out?
So true. Otherwise, it's just like emotional venting with no resolution.
Hmm.
And that brings us to the last point, which I think can be a real trap for even the best intentioned parents, and that's validating feelings. It's so tempting to jump in and fix things when our kids are upset.
Oh, I know, I've been there. We want to make it all better.
Right. We say stuff like, don't be sad, or it's not a big deal, when really,
When really what they need is for us to just acknowledge how they feel, even if it seems irrational to us.
because their feelings are their feelings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So instead of, don't be sad, try something like, I see you're feeling really sad, and that's okay, let's talk about it. It's amazing what that validation does.
It builds that trust, that safe space for them to open up even more, which takes us right back to the beginning.
It all connects. And the cool thing is, while these sources focus on what we as adults can do, I think we can learn a lot from kids about authentic expression.
Ooh, that's a good one to sit with. They don't hold back, do they? But, to all our listeners out there, you are doing amazing work, even if it doesn't feel like it some days. It's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Absolutely. Just keep showing up, keep listening, keep validating.
And you'll be amazed by the incredible little humans you're raising.